Randwick mile as Galilea come off the third placing in the Doncaster behind Winks last start. Ollie had a well back, but he got the rails run and she bolted away for Ben Connolly and Kieran Maher. She's a Group 1 winner now. Ollie equals Roy Higgins' record, number 2 on the all-time list of 108 Group 1 wins. As Galilea, Kieran Maher and Damien Oliver. As we get to the Longines, Queen Elizabeth, into the mounting yard we go, and he's an imposing horse, Simon, isn't he? And what a horse he's been, Criterion.
Yeah, he's been a beauty, that's for sure. This will be his third run in. He's hard fit. Have a look at him there. He's nice and lean, and he's tightened up a great deal from his last start. Just watch your back there, guys. Look, he's going to get the nice run. He's the reigning champ from last year from his inside barrier. Look at that coat just glistening in the sun here. He's ready to rip, and, geez, can he bow out his last run ever before he goes to stud? There's no knocks on the way, looks.
Off to Newgate. And Preferment, well, stud for him maybe in a year or two, but what an autumn. What a year he's had with the season. Turnbull, Australian Cup BMW.
Have a look at the girth on him in the belly. Beautiful. He's just holding himself so well. He's lovely and relaxed. He's got that acceleration. We saw Hugh Bowman use that last start when he won the BMW. He freshens up back to the 1.25 miles. He's the horse they've got to beat. From an inside barrier, Hugh Bowman, no one riding better. Yep, he's the one I want to ride.
2 derbies, a Caulfield Cup, unbeaten on soft ground, 4 for 4. Can he turn it around, Simon? You saw him down in the pre-parade.
Absolutely looked sensational, Bruce. I remember him last spring, winning a Caulfield Cup and in the mounting yard. He just took your breath away. Well, he had that look about him today, but I just don't know that he's capable of turning the form around he's shown this autumn. He just appears not to have come up.
Had the colic attack after the Caulfield Cup and doesn't seem to be the same horse Mongolian Khan. What about this handsome, the United States? Late entry fee for Lloyd Williams. Can he do it?
Well, Bruce, he's got that acceleration to keep up with these horses at the 1.25 miles. What we loved about his win last start at the 1.25 miles is he relaxed off that good speed. He shot through the inside and exploded clear. Haraki joined in, but he had another gear up his sleeve. He's held his condition well. He always gets a little bit warm through the flank or whatnot. That's him. No, very happy with the way he's presented. Watch out for that acceleration, trying to keep up with Preferment. He's the second pick in the yard.
Well, another chestnut's behind him, and it has been a good journey. That's the Sire of Happy Trust. Look, he's been an incredible horse. Emirates, Turnbull, McKinnon. He's been third in this race 3 years ago, 7th last year. He doesn't usually fire on soft ground and in Sydney. I'd have to bet against him, and he's been a favourite horse of mine. It's somewhat. Now, he's progressive. He's had a very good autumn. Can he make the next step up?
And that's what he's got to do today. This is grand final. This is the first time he's been against this class of horse. His first win over the 2,000 metre journey was his last start at in the Selwood, the Neville Selwood, over 2,000 metres at Rose Hill. If he can find that form, it's not going to be good enough to win today. He has to go up another step.
Yeah, James McDonald wasn't confident after that last win that this was the horse for this race. What about Happy Clapper? Look, we've just seen the third place Doncaster horse win. Could this second place Doncaster horse win?
Well, wait for Aids 2,000 metres. I'm not too sure. The 2,000 metres in particular. He's never been to 2,000 metres. To come and have your first go at 10 furlongs in this class of race has got to be a question mark. So I'd be happy to risk him, but racing's full of fairy tales. It would be a fairy tale if Pat Webbs can win this Group 1 race.
Well, James McDonald's on this play. This is the boys in blue. They're better chance, you would think, of the betting Haraki. Doesn't win often now, Simon, but nothing wrong with the fact that he's been around the placings.
Yeah, look, he's so honest, Bruce. You'd love him in your stable, wouldn't you? But he always just seems to find one better that last 50 when he looms up and goes to join in. I prefer him on a drier track than this forgiving track here today. There's a bit of sting out of it, but geez, he looks terrific. He looks fantastic. Great job by the Godolphin team. Just a tricky gate, barrier 14. He's going to drift back, one would think.
Well, we'd all love to own a horse by Zabil that's won, close to $1 million, but he does look slightly outclassed, Labaz. He comes off the Easter Cup win. That was terrific, but he hadn't won for a while. It would be a big shock. So Dibiani's coming to the yard late and going out. Look, his form's okay. 4th in the Ramvet, 2nd in the Chipping Norton. In 5 of the 7 Australian starts, he's been top 4. He actually, ironically, raced against the United States when the United States had his debut on a heavy track in Ireland. So they go back a long way. Well, what about this mare? A famous Oaks a couple of years ago with Rising Romance. We know she's good enough. She's won a Turnbull over this trip. Different preparation, Simon.
Yeah, nice and fresh. I love her fresh. Her fresh form's terrific. 6 starts for the 2 wins. We know she's had 16 cracks at Group 1 level for 2 wins and 3/3, would you believe it? She's stepping out beautifully here. Ollie goes on. Well done, Ollie, on your last win. Good luck in this. She looks absolutely a peach. She's going to sit back. She's got that acceleration to go with Preferment, to go with United States. She could be the blowout right here because there's juice in the track. She loves it. She thrives on it.
And where Lucia Valentina's been, Rising Romance has often been with her. She beat her in the Oaks here a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and it's been honest, I think, Rising Romance. She had a spring that was on and off, and then she finished it off well in the McKinnon, and she's been there and thereabouts. So look, she's an honest mare. She has to bring her best today, or she won't be in the first 5.
And we're into the mares now. Fenway, look, she's a quality mare. She won a Vinery. I think she's best at 1600. I could be wrong. She was good in the Australian Cup over this trip, second in the mire. I think she's just a half a touch below these horses. Blake Shin rides for Lee and Shannon Hope, of course, the same family. And Awesome Rock, well, what a story this would be for Stephen Baster and the Corsons. Of course, he was first past the post in the Australian Cup. Protest upheld. It was an emergency here. It looked like that protest had cost him a run here. He looks fantastic. He's progressive. It would be a surprise, but he is on the up, and he does look as if he's peaking. So we shall see. So there you have the runners in the Longines Queen Elizabeth Stakes. I'm going to James Jordan. James, congratulations. Your best bet of the day, Ascaleria, was a beauty, mate. What have you got here?
Thanks, Bruce. They say even a broken clock is right twice a day. We may be on a roll. We're going with the United States. I think last start was very impressive. The sign to me of a good horse is one that can run fast time, can run fast sectional splits, and can win by a margin. And that's what he did. There's a margin from 2nd to 3rd there between Haraki and the 3rd place getter. I think he's a star on the rise. I think he's very well placed here. The one I didn't really like was Preferment. I thought he'd be about a $12 shot, and he's about half those odds. So very keen to play here with the United States. It's about that $5 mark, so you could even back him each way if you were inclined.
Spot on, James. Good each way bet, I reckon, the United States at that 5. Clap of the mover, but we've had money for all the big names.
And talking about the big names, I'm joined by John O'Shea from Godolphin. Firstly, congratulations, 2 runners in the richest weight for age race in Australia. Can you win with Haraki?
Oh, look, we think we got nice chance with both of them. Both of them have got, qualities that suggest they'd be in the finish, and we'll be happy if they run well, mate. And if we were lucky enough to win, it'd be fantastic.
It's somewhat, many have it as your second stringer. You don't necessarily see it that way?
Oh, the market's right. He's definitely a second stringer, but he doesn't come here without a chance. He'll love to get his toe in the ground. He loves to gallop along up on speed where there doesn't look to be a lot. And he's proven weight for age horse. He's run 3rd in the best weight for age 2,000 metre race in the world. So he comes here with some credentials.
Good luck. You got 2 live chances.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, the Eclipse Stakes, the race that John's talking about there, it's a high quality race. It's usually the race, Simon, where the Derby winner often goes and takes on the older horses for the first time in England.
Run at Sandown, and it's a telling straight. It's uphill, and if you've got a chink in your armour, you found out over the last couple of furlongs in that or on that course, because it is it's a stunning place to watch racing, and horses, so many of them drop out of contention that last furlong just because they can't handle the rise and the long straight that they are presented at Sandown.
Let's have a look at the Randwick Stakes, and this was the United States. This is where really emerged as a serious weight for age horse, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and the reason I think where James is talking about the horse sustains good sectionals and can win by a margin. It looked like Haraki was going to run past him there 2 or 3 times, and he lifted and made sure that didn't happen. Now he had some breaks that day. He got good runs. He didn't have to cover any extra ground, but I think what there was is still improvement to come from that run. And he's just learning to race the Australian way now, and he's full of quality, this fella. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if he poked his nose in front and the high-profile stable of Lloyd Williams had a feature double here in Sydney.
He looked the same as he did when he won last start, when he got beat at Flemington by he or she. He was sweating up patchy on the neck, so he's very good. United States, very good.
What about Preferment? We see him here. We're going to have a look at the BMW in a moment. Simon, how did he look to you, Preferment?
Yeah, he's good. He holds his weight so well for a big bull stallion. He's got his condition. This is 2,400 metres, so, you know, Chris Waller's tried to train some spark back in those legs and some acceleration. It's back to the 1.25 miles today, less than 400 metres, so he's going to be at his brilliant best. Hugh Bowman at some stage will be thinking, I'm hard fit and I want to try and make this maybe a, you know, 2,200 metre race, might press the button like he did there and take off if they go slow enough in front. So this will be a real tactical battle over this weight for age 1.25 miles, and that's what I love about this race building into it. It's a good sized field with a lot of acceleration, horses that like to stalk the speed.
And when he won that race, we thought Winks would run in this race, so he'd be the second stringer. We didn't think Huey would be riding him today. He's got such a great record on the horse. Winks, we know, wins the Doncaster. I think we all agree a very good decision to keep her for the spring now. Preferment comes in as the number 1 seed for Chris Waller, and Huey goes back on him.
Well, you know, he's the son of Zabeel and such a valuable stallion. Preferment, he's had, 2-3 wins now at the 1.25 miles at Group 1 level, a couple of 2,400 metres and a 2,500 metre derby win. So he's so valuable, this stallion. And this, prestige-wise, apart from the Australian Cup in Victoria at Flemington during the Super Saturday, it's the most prestigious race you can win. So for a stallion, spot on.
Matthew Campbell from Crown Bet, a market mover, Matty.
Yeah, they're going with the Doncaster form with Ascadelia and Happy Clapper. So our market mover is number 9, Happy Clapper. It's halved its price. It's into $7.
So the United States for James Jordan, but Happy Clapper, the market mover for Crown Bet. So Happy Clapper, that one. Criterion, we see the price of him there. There is the United States. That's James Jordan's selection. His best bet of the day won the previous race. That was Ascadelia. What about for you boys?
I guess the question with Happy Clapper is going back to weight for age and stepping up from that handicap 50.5 to 59. Look, I'm sticking with the start, acceleration, to continue his dominance in preferment. He's got the beautiful barrier 5, Hugh Bowman.
I'm going with the United States. I really was impressed. His last win in the Randwick, where they came to challenge, Haraki came to challenge, and he picked up and found again at weight for age level. I think he's a horse on the up, and we're going to see a very talented United States today, but even a better one in the spring.
Bruce, got a tip?
Criterion and Lucia Valentina are the two I like. I mean, Criterion's a little bit from the heart. I'd love a big ending for what I think has been an outstanding horse. But I do like Ollie's horse today for Chris Lees. I just like the preparation, the fresh legs. It's been talked about how strong the race is. There are 8 Group 1 winners in the race. A couple of them are not at the peak of their powers. Mongolian Khan is one of them. Can he turn it around? Preferment, you know, in a normal year, he'd be favourite for the Horse of the Year. He's won a Turnbull, he's won the Australian Cup, he's won a BMW. On the Hill Stakes, but he's not going to be doing that, is he? Because of his stablemate.
Be a match made in heaven.
Yeah, Preferment and Winks.
One day, maybe.
Yeah. So Dibiani.
I think they're going for dinner.
Yes, Nicholas Hall on Dibiani. He's just off now. Dibiani likes to get loaded in, so that's nothing with Nick Hall out of the saddle.
So James Jordan, the United States, just rating, and for the boys, Preferment, the United States, and Jason, who got the winner of the Sydney Cup for Lloyd Williams, is going again for Robert Hickmott and Lloyd to pull off a very, very big double.
Sort of training effort from Chris Waller here, if you can bring Preferment back from 2,400 to 2,000. Not an easy thing to do.
Think he's capable of a good training performance, Chris Waller?
Possibly. Could be the real test of the man here today, Bruce.
So it's the Longines Queen Elizabeth, the richest weight for age race in Australia, second only to the Melbourne Cup with its $4 million in prize money. So let's go and join Darren Frendell for the 2016 running of the race.
OP Bosson. Orson Rock goes forward. Was right up on the speed last time. And Fenway, who's drawn the widest alley for Blake Shearer, is the last to move in. Happy Clapper's fired up on the inside gate. Happy Clapper, Brendan Abdullah, just in an awkward position at the moment. Brenton was cast sideways and he's being released by the attendants out of the gates. The horse is standing okay, Happy Clapper. Brendan Abdullah.
So this is our marker mover. Now he's in trouble here, Brendan Abdullah.
Well, he's a bit tender on his off front. If he was a horse, the right leg. He's taken the helmet off. Happy Clapper, he's reared up They're checking his front legs, hind quarters. So he's rattled the cage. He's gone in early and he didn't like it, Happy Clapper. He's a big boy too. There's a lot of him. He'd be 16 and a half hands. Here, have a look at this. There you go. Talk about the rodeo. Brenton Abdullah's fallen back and got his leg caught by the looks of things there. The barrier attendant will come in, grab him, watch him lift him out. Get me leg out. I'm squashed, he's saying, in between that bar. And this is where they're great, these barrier attendants. They grab hold of Brenton Abdullah and bang, down they go. Hit the deck, but good stuff.
No, amazing. Looked like his left leg was caught there. So does the vet look at the jockey as much as the horse right here and right now? I mean,
well, the ambulance, somebody in the ambulance.
He's going to be okay, the jock.
He's tough. He's tough. The horse is all right. The jock will be fine. Adrenaline's an amazing thing.
I wonder what the market goes for right now, because this was the big market mover. This is the horse that they're all going for. I mean, so he trots him up. The vet now has the serious look at him, doesn't he?
Yeah, they won't muck around either if they load him up and they give him the all clear. He's got plenty of room to have a warm-up there too, so he looks quite good, the big boy. Brenton's trying to give him a slap down the shoulder and get him motivated. The horse doesn't really... He's backing up, remember, from the Doncaster there last Saturday, so he's a little bit agitated. Not the normal practice from the Webster stable, but the $4 million purse, that's the carrot.
So everything looks good. Let's go back to Darren Flindell.
Happy Clapper comes up to the gates. He'll get his chance at a crack at the $4 million. We're all set for the prestigious Queen Elizabeth Stakes. And we're set, and they're racing, and Happy Clapper off the inside, jumped as well as anything. Criterion smartly out. So's Rising Romance, Lee Baz and Preferments right up with the leaders as well. Happy Trails, Mongolian Khan next, and Mongolian Khan is quickly improving. Followed by It Somewhat, caught a bit deep. Awesome Rock is right off the track. Haraki's looking to find a spot, going to midfield and better. Then the United States, Happy Trails drifts back from Fenway. Dibiani snagged back, and Lucia Valentina is going to sit back at the rear of the field. Awesome Rock presses on from the outside, and it heads off Lee Baz, and It Somewhat goes to third. Rising Romance fourth, a half the outside Mongolian Khan. Haraki's got into a good position on the outside of Criterion and Preferment. Then Happy Clapper in the second half of the field. From the United States, Happy Trails, well back is Dibiani and Lucia Valentina with Fenway at the last couple. Awesome Rock runs into the far corner, a length clear from Lee Baz in second. Then Rising Romance, It's Somewhat fourth, one out, one back. Then Mongolian Khan, can he bounce back today? Haraki the outside, last year's winner Criterion, midfield defence. On the inside of Preferment, who's inching closer down the side of the course. Further back to the United States, Happy Clapper well back. Fenway starts her run wide out on the course, together with the United States. Dibiani back second last, and Lucia Valentina's last of all. Coming up to the home turn, Awesome Rock just leads from Lee Baz as they really turn it on coming to the turn. Then Mongolian Khan joining them with It Somewhat. Further back then to Haraki. Preferment being shoved along, and Criterion riding for luck on the fence into the straight. It Somewhat's going after Awesome Rock. Further back to Happy Clapper looking for the run. Criterion scraping paint. Haraki runs on. Preferment leads a run desperately. Rising Romance in front. Here comes Lucia Valentina like a shot out of a gun. The mare races to the lead. The United States giving chase. Then Happy Clapper, but Lucia Valentina. What a slashing win in the Queen Elizabeth. The United States second, Happy Clapper third. Then Rising Romance, Happy Trails, Mongolian Khan, It's Somewhat, Haraki. Then Fenway, Dibiani, Preferment, Criterion. Lee Baz was last. What a performance.
Yeah, spot on, Darren. What a performance, Aioli. What sort of droughts he been in? 3 today, 2 Group 1s, goes past Higgs now, goes past Higgs, chasing George Moore. She gets her 3rd Group 1 this filly. She's won a Turnbull. She was favourite for a Caulfield Cup. She was placed. Ollie is back last here. He's trying to get off Happy Trails. He's trying to get some running room. He goes to the outside, not like he did on Ascadilli. And have a look at this turn of foot.
Yeah, initially United States took his running, and that caused that bit of a mix-up, but probably it was a blessing in disguise. Just made him count to 5 or 6, and then suddenly the gap opened, and did she take it? We spoke to Chris Lees earlier in the day. She's come into this race with one run under her belt this preparation. He said, mad fresh, he believes she runs best. I think he might have got it right.
He nearly falls at the top of the straight here, trying to follow the United States in the white cap and the baldy face. He had to rejig and balance her up, and Rising Romance looked like she was going to get clear and kick on it somewhat to the left of screen in the blue, but when Damien Oliver let it go, this is what we've seen her do fresh. She's used that acceleration. We spoke about it pre-race, and she has absolutely blown them away. What an emphatic win. And Christian Lees, congratulations to you and your team. Cameron Swan, I spoke to him down there, a foreman earlier on. They knew they had it primed, and the juice out of the track, the 1.25 mile Turnbull comes to the fore.
Richo, this is an incredible training performance. I mean, Matriarch goes to Hong Kong, Coolmore, and now the Queen Elizabeth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chris Lees, take your hat off. But he hasn't got one, Richo.
Yeah, congratulations, Chris. What a training performance. Hong Kong back, second up, $4 million Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, well, I just thought I had to do something a bit different, thinking I'd be taking on Winks, to be fair. But, look, she's got a terrific turn of foot. She's so effective at 2,000 metres, and she loves a gap between ones. I don't know why it took me so long to do it.
It was interesting. You changed it. She went in for obviously a light preparation, 1,500 metres in. That turn of foot, that's what we saw today.
You get her here with fresh legs. She's so... And she, look, to be fair, she didn't have a spell. She just had a little bit of time off. So, she got here in really good order. She looked in a lot of trouble on the corner. She dipped and went down on her nose, but I just knew that she had that blistering turn of foot as she got a bit of clear running, and he rides her so well too. So it's great result. Got a lot of people to thank. All my staff have done a wonderful job with her. She can be a bit of a handful, and I'm just so happy.
I can see the emotion in your eyes. This race means so much to you.
Well, it's starting to become Sydney's #1 race, and I feel very honoured to win it.
And for owners who have had an amazing day.
Oh, what a day. They've won the Oaks. They've been very loyal. They're terrific to train for, and they deserve all the success they're having.
Well, you'll enjoy that. And as in racing, we enjoy one win and then we say, what's next? Do you go back to Hong Kong with her? She was so good there.
No, she's not going this time, so they've been talking about sending to stud, so I might be attack them right now and see if I'll go another year.
Oh, please don't do that.
No, exactly.
Well done, Chris.
Cheers. Thanks, Richard.
Oh, why not? Another year. I reckon you're thinking Cox played off a fresh run, don't you? I mean, that was devastating today. I mean, that's a champion performance today. She's now won 3 Group 1s. I mean, I'm not saying she's a champion like Winks is, but her acceleration today was devastating. And the horses behind her have run great races. United States, Happy Clapper, Frank's the Doncaster form. Rising Romance runs 4th. She and Lucia Valentine have had so many great clashes, including the Axe 2 years ago. What about Ollie, eh?
He goes to the fence on Ascadelia and just rides her a peach after a cool ride out of the gates. And the same with this mare here, similar profile. She just loves to be ridden cold, quiet. He got into a bit of trouble there at the top of the straight. I think it was Happy Trails came out onto United States and checked him. This is a great feeling. Ollie will be emotional again, super stuff. And, Christian Lees, they call him Fred. That's his nickname, the Novocastrian. He's just a star. And his old man, Maxie Lees, who's passed away. He'll be looking down upon you, Fred, and he'll be saying, good on you, son. Couldn't have done it better myself.
Look, it's silly stuff, but Winks would have to have been at her absolute top to win today. Now, and I think, she's the best horse in Australia for sure, but, she would have to have been at Winks' best to win today, the way this horse won.
Very much, and she had to be at her best to win today. And what Chris Lees has done in studying this horse 365 days a year under his care, year after year, said this is the way we now do it. Now, it's fine to say you're going to do it that way, then you actually got to put it into practice and do it. And what better way to have that franked than he comes in here now in one of the great races, he said, but this is now the premier race here in Sydney. He's won it off a preparation she's never had before.
Hey, Richie, I'm about to embarrass. Can you hear me?
Yes, I certainly can.
I might embarrass myself. Did Stephen Marsh used to train this one, the bloke that trained the Oaks winner today, or didn't he? Am I completely wrong here?
No, I think you are right. She started her career in New Zealand and came to Chris Lees after she'd already established a nice record in New Zealand. So Chris inherited her and has won the great race with her today.
Now, I've got a feeling that was the case, because she fell over in exactly the same race that Sophia Rosa fell over. I think it was the 8 Carat or one of those, and then came back. I mean, we are delving into the archives and my brain's not working that well, Richo, but I think we're on the mark.
Chrissy Lees, he's the magic man with mares. That's what he is. He's got an unbelievable strike rate of getting black-type races with mares, and she's the best exponent. She's the pin-up girl for him.
Well, not bad when you win a provincial championship and at the Queen Elizabeth in the one day. Hey, Ollie, does it get any better than this, Richo, eh?
I think Bruce McAvaney just sums it up. It doesn't get any better than this for you.
It was pretty awesome. She couldn't keep up early, and coming to the turn, I sort of wasn't much happening in front of me, so I peeled off and went for a narrow gap at the top of the straight, and that didn't work out too well either. She picked herself up amazingly from that and just chimed in, and I just sort of, once I recovered from that interference and I knew I still wasn't far off him, she just blew him away late. She was awesome.
Yeah, that acceleration, and Chris, second up today, keeping it nice and fresh, and it showed.
Oh, he's a great trainer, Chris. He knows his horses so well. She held her head high against some of the world's best in Hong Kong, running a great fifth there. And she gave me the field that day. I thought she would have won a lot of Group 1 races on that effort there, and the track was firm. So she came back here today with a bit of give in the track, and you just saw how devastating she was.
Your fifth Queen Elizabeth, 109th Group 1, so you go past the great Roy Higgins now, and a few people wrote you off this morning in the press. Don't write off a champ.
No, I love it when they do that, mate. Just makes you grit your teeth and go a little bit harder, and I think anyone who ever writes a champion off, you do it at your own peril.
Well done, mate. You're a champ.
Thanks, mate.
No doubt about that. He's in my lifetime, I was a bit too young for... George Moore and Roy Higgins I remember very well, but I didn't see them like I'm seeing Ollie. He's, I think, over the stretch the best jockey I've seen, over the stretch in Australia.
I concur with that. He's the best, mate, by far. He's proven that again today, and he's got a long way to go too. He's only a young man.
Do you know, no one's won as many majors as him. If you add the 4 majors together, the Golden Slipper, the Corporate Cup, the Cox Plate, and the Melbourne Cup, he's won 10. No one else has got to 10. So, look, he's writing the record. As Richo just said, a 5th Queen Elizabeth, but this one's worth a fair bit more money than the previous ones, eh? This is $4 million with all the prestige that goes with it, eh?
Don't give up on Ollie at any stage. I think he's one of the best big race riders we've ever seen. I'm right on course with you, Bruce. I agree with you completely.
Brilliant win, brilliant mare, terrific trainer, champion jockey.